The Bible is an ancient book that Christians read and follow as a daily guide. There are many places mentioned in the Bible, both in the Old and New Testaments, where certain events or activities took place, and these places are up to date and still have unique characteristics. Here are the 7 biblical places that are still standing today. Number 1. Lot's wife's pillar of salt. The story begins with when God wanted to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, so he sent an angel to bring Lot and his family out of Sodom, because they were the only people worth saving. The angel hastily brought Lot, his wife, and 2 daughters out of their house, and sent them going on a hill. He told them vividly to run to the mountains and that none of them should look back. So they hurried on, but Lot's wife, out of curiosity and longing for all she had at Sodom, looked back. And so instantly, she became a pillar of salt. The fascinating thing is that this pillar of salt she became still stands till today. Ever since that time, the story of Lot's wife has been passed on, and the location of the pillar has not been forgotten. People who have gone on pilgrimage have testified of having seen and even taken little pieces of the salt Lot's wife became. Scientists and Bible scholars also have attested to this fact, that she is the actual Lot's wife whom the Bible talked about. Number 2. Church of Holy Sepulchre. As you continue your spiritual journey, make a stop at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is mentioned in all 4 canonical Gospels. Inside you'll find the Calvary, the supposed site of Jesus' crucifixion, and the tomb of Christ, where he is thought to have been buried and resurrected. The magnificent architecture and beauty of the church are unmatched, and there is a palpable feeling of devotion throughout. At present, there are 3 principal communities that have jurisdiction over the church: Greek, Franciscan, and Armenian, and there are always priests that are ready to hear confessions and administer the sacrament of reconciliation. It is recommended to go at off-peak hours, as it can get crowded. Either way, this is not a place to miss. Number 3. Mount of Olives. The Mount of Olives is an important site in both the Jewish and Christian traditions. Along its 2 miles 3 kilometers ridge to the east of Jerusalem's Old City are 3 main summits. The mountain has served as a burial ground for the Jewish people for 3,000 years, and among the 150,000 graves there are the tombs of the prophets Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi, as well as many other notable rabbinical figures. The sacred nature of the mountain is touched upon in the Bible, where the Mount of Olives is mentioned frequently in the New Testament as the place Jesus stood when he wept over Jerusalem. A visit to this most somber of spots should include the Dome of the Ascension and the olive trees of Gethsemane. The trees are among the oldest in the world, and the gardens they occupy are said to be the place Jesus prayed before he was crucified. Number 4. Sea of Galilee. A visit to Israel would not be complete without a stop at the Sea of Galilee. This is especially true for those looking to learn from Jesus at the very site where much of his ministry took place. 4 of Jesus's apostles were recruited from the shores of the lake. Andrew, James, John, and Peter had all been earning a living by fishing in the area. The Sermon of the Mount was given on the Mount of Beatitudes overlooking the lake, and many of the miracles mentioned in the New Testament, including Jesus's walk on water and the feeding of the multitude, are said to have taken place here as well. Number 5. Jordan River. The Sea of Galilee could not exist without the Jordan River feeding into it, and this is also an important landmark for both Jewish and Christian people. The ancient Israelites first crossed near Jericho under the leadership of Joshua, and the miracles of Naaman the leper, Elijah, and Elisha recorded in the Bible occurred here. Jesus was, of course, baptized in the Jordan River by John the Baptist, and the baptismal site can be visited, although the site is just across the border in Jordan. The Jordan River runs along the border between Jordan, the Palestinian West Bank, Israel, and southwestern Syria. Number 6. Mount Tabor. Standing at a peak height of 575 meters 1,886 feet and gazing over the lower Galilee, It is easy to imagine the Israelites, under the leadership of Barak and Deborah, rushing down the mountain to vanquish the army of the Canaanites under the command of General Sisera. It was also at this site that Jesus is thought to have undergone his transfiguration, becoming radiant in glory. After a visually inspiring walk up the mountain, take a tour of the Church of the Transfiguration, a Franciscan church built in 1924, which contains a beautiful mosaic depicting the Metamorphosis. If you head here on August 6th, the day of Transfiguration in many church calendars, you will see the sun striking a glass plate that illuminates the mosaic, much as Christ was illuminated on that same peak. Number 7. Valley of Elah. It was here, among the lower hills of Judah, that the epic battle between David and Goliath took place. As with many places in Israel, armed with only a Bible, a map and a little imagination, it is easy to travel back in time here, and experience the story as if you were there. There are several sites mentioned in the Bible surrounding the valley that turn this classic day hike into a veritable leap into history. The name means Valley of the Terebinth Trees, and today, visitors can walk through fields covered with red anemones, sunflowers, and multicolored lupins. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.